Everyone has a different opinion on how you capture a photo, but I think it's the story behind that photo is what's most important to me, at least.
I'm there to listen first, and then it's a matter of just watching moments happen and knowing when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate, to kind of take your camera out and photograph things, because not everybody's there to be photographed. Some people feel like faces should be blurred in the photographs. I'm not of that belief. So when I attend protests, I tend to shoot it in black and white, just because I can control the contrast and the exposure a little bit better than you can do on color, to just give that discretion to protesters, but at the same time not hide the work in any kind of way. But the color photographs for me are to really put the subject on display. So like I'll have those color images from like the Puerto Rican Day Festival where I want to show the different styles, the clothes, the bright colors on the flag. It's all thoughtful. At the end of the day, I'm not attending these protests with the sole purpose of photographing people and looking for that shock value with my photographs. I'm there to see moments happen, but I'm mostly there to be a participant in the movement, and then the photos come with that.
You have to be incredibly sensitive, and at the same time, you don't want to just glamorize a protest. You have to showcase it for what it is and what it stands for. I am using two different cameras, which is the Fujifilm GA645 for my medium format stuff. It's because it's a little bit easier to handle with, especially with a crowd, and my Nikon F3. So if I want to get a wider kind of like pictorial frame, I'll use my F3.
My initial inspiration was like Time magazine, Life magazine, Gordon Parks, Jamal Shabazz, Roy DeCarva. Those were the images that really like stuck with me. There's something emotional about black and white photography. Black and white is it for me, always, forever, ever. One of the things about the police photos is that there's a personal connection with that, because half of my immediate family are in law enforcement. In our household, we have numerous conversations, heated conversations in regards to like the relationship between communities of color and police officers, which is an element I wanted to capture in those police officers' photos, is that those police officers, you know, a good majority of them are of color. It's a complicated relationship with them. Those images I really enjoy the most, because it captured a lot of emotion from them, or lack of emotion. They definitely had like a us versus you mentality. You can just read it in their eyes.
Because as a portrait photographer, you kind of like get the emotion as to how people are feeling. So I was able to like see that. Like some people feel angry, some people are sad, some people are confused. So I was able to like capture that in the moment. I was shooting with my Fuji camera, and then I used like my presets to kind of like color grade it, to give it like an orange feel, to give it like a more of an old school kind of feel. So that was my main focus.
I approached it the same way I shoot street photography, but it was definitely different in a sense where you hear thundering loud voices and they're all yelling to be heard, and it was just shocking. It was very intense, to say the least. I wanted to capture faces and capture emotion within the people that I saw in the streets. Every face has a story to tell, and I wanted to capture that. I just like to load the roll and just shoot away.